Hey guys, so it's been brought to my attention that there's still a lot of people angry that I left my former company and have moved on. Um, really shouldn't have to apologize, but I'm really not sorry for it. And those of you that have been asking why I made such a big change, they said, you were doing so well with the company you were with before. You had established team, you had established customers, you were doing amazing. How dare you walk away? It was a sinking ship, and it sucked having all of those quotas. It sucked putting people in 400 boxes. It sucked giving away my customers. It sucked paying back bonuses. It sucked being told all of these things that I had to do. And it just came to a point that I dreaded working that business anymore. I dreaded seeing my newsfeed and how many people had been screwed over by my previous company. And so, no, there wasn't very much warning. There wasn't very much warning, and I was just kind of like, I'm done with this shit. And I switched over. I went to a company that I don't have quotas. I don't have to recruit people. I don't have to put people in auto ships. My bonuses are never taken away. I get them every single month, irregardless of, if I maintain my rank or not, which surprisingly is very easy to do because I'm not having to give away my customers. I'm not having to place team members in little boxes of 400, and I'm not forced to buy a bunch of product that I don't use because they give me free product to use. So it was kind of a no-brainer, right? It was night and day from where I was before, and these people are still hating. They're like, how dare you leave this company that you were freaking miserable at? And then they always ask me that question. They're like, how were you so successful if you hated the company so much? Well, let me tell you this, okay? I didn't always hate that company. And it always came down to this, okay? There were certain products I didn't promote with that company because they were garbage, and so I wouldn't promote them. And I did so in a manner that was truthful. I made people aware that their expectations needed to be reasonable, and that's why I was able to have the customer base I did, and I had the retention I did, and I had the amazing team that I did, because I was very honest and transparent. However, being that I was in a leadership position, I had to deal with a lot of catty, dishonest people. And that happens in every industry. It's not just that company. It happens whether you're in network marketing, whether you work at McDonald's, whether wherever you work, you're going to run into jerk-off people. And it happens. And so for a couple years, I just kind of let it go. I was like, whatever, they run their business the way they want to run theirs. I'll run mine the way I want to run mine. And it worked out just fine. I had a lot of fun while it lasted. But things started happening. The company kept telling everybody that they were debt-free and they were this and they were that, but they had been sued, and they were dropping off all of these, high up, distributors and stuff for reasons that were untrue. It didn't happen to me, but it happened to a couple people that I really cared about. They were taking away large bonuses. They were making people wait, several months to several years to get their payouts for the money they earned. And during all that time was going out and buying islands for themselves and private jets and all different kinds of things. But then the people that were building their very own business were getting IOUs. And that's the way I feel it was. I mean, yes, eventually they got some of their bonus, but here's what happened when they did not maintain their rank. If they were getting a bonus and they did not maintain the next month, they then owed that company the bonus that they got paid out, the partial part of their bonus. That's not fair. They worked their butt off for that. They worked their butt off, and they were entitled to be paid what they said they were going to be paid. And so, it was just little things like that just started adding up and really getting on my nerves. And then, the whole side of my customers, yeah, you can buy an island, Richard. It's pretty insane. My former CEO knows about it. I mean, I'm not hating. If you got the money, buy whatever you want with your money, but make sure that your people are taken care of first. that your customers, your distributors, and everybody else involved is taken care of first before you do that. That's just, I don't know, that's just kind of a common courtesy, you know? And so that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, but I was like, you know what, to each their own. But see, then the problem started when they started coming out with, you know, all of these, in my opinion, scammy tactics. You know what I mean? They were like, try our new product, you know, yada, 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 like the wraps, right? They were like, try our new Black Label wraps, when really they're the same freaking wraps, they're just a different packaging. And they're like, oh, it's to keep them moister. When reality is they were no more moist than they were from the other ones, but they were using it to, you know, try to convince these people to buy these things. And the wraps are water weight anyway, and they're telling them, oh, they're not because you drink water, but you lose water weight by drinking water because you're flushing out your body's holding on to all of that water, thinking it's dehydrated. When you hydrate yourself appropriately, your body will release all of the stuff they've been holding on to. It's basic health class, but nobody wanted to actually hear that out. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a shitload of money for an island. I mean, I personally can find 1,000 things better to do with my money than buy an island, but if that is on their goal list, by all means, you know what I mean? Do what you want with it, but make sure everybody else is taken care of in the process. You know, it's just a shitty thing to do, to be like, okay, well, you just earned this bonus, but if you don't qualify, you know, for the next 2 years, I'm not going to give you your money. Can you imagine clocking in at your regular job and they were just like, oh, you know, you make $15 an hour, but I'm only going to give you a tiny, you know, chunk of it every month, and then you can get the rest over the next couple years if you stay working here. That's kind of jacked up. So I was just like, I'm not cool with this anymore. And then my customers started getting really bad product that had no warranty. You know, they were like, oh, you know, you have a two-week return policy. That is up to them. It's up to their discretion. And what really sucked was, you know, even though I ordered product, it would take me about 14 days to get my product. And I just let it go because, you know, there was a lot of orders going in, you know, all over the world, right? So I was like, you know, maybe they just got backlogged. But then by the time I got my product and opened it up to see that they've sent me the wrong stuff again, by the time I sent it back, it would have been past deadline. And they charged me a restocking fee. And there was no money-back guarantee. So I was like, okay, well, you know, let's take a gamble. And they're like, well, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But that's not even the truth, because if you buy it and you don't like it, you're stuck on an auto ship, and they're like, okay, well, you can get something else. You shouldn't be forced to do that. You shouldn't be forced to do that. So then when I came over here, that was the number one thing that I was looking at was, you know, how are my customers going to be treated? Because I'm a little bit thick-skinned. You know, things aren't always going to be perfect and ideal in any situation that you're in. But I wanted to make sure that when I made this choice, you know, to leave where I was and go where I am now, that my customers would be taken care of. You know, they have 100% money-back guarantee. It's 30 days. So you can try these products, and if you just don't like them for any reason, we don't even ask you why. We just refund you your money, because that's how it should be. You know, and it's a little bit different because, you know, we are kind of a hybrid type company. You know, we're like a direct sales mixed with network marketing. We're called social retail. We're slightly different than, you know, what's going on. I'm not made to recruit or do any of that weird stuff. So I get to dedicate my time to you guys. Like, I get to dedicate my time to making sure my customers are good. And that's what I didn't get to have where I was before. You know, I was constantly having to, you know, fill all these boxes with people. You know, I needed, you know, thousands of people to even halfway, you know, promote in that company. And we have people here at this company that have less than 2,800 people, and they're making six figures. They have less than 2,800 people on their team, and they are making six figures. That wouldn't even be remotely possible where I was before, because they were making most of their money. Excuse me, I live in the country, so you're hearing a tractor in the background. You know, they were making most of their money off the distributors. You know, the distributors had to pay $99 to join, plus their auto ship, you know, plus their, you know, other products they had to order to make sure they had their volumes, they didn't maintain or lose their rank, yada, yada, yada. And if you look at it, that's really not necessary. And I didn't know any better when I joined because I was brand new to network marketing when I went over there. And I was a customer before, so I was kind of just used to the products and I liked them at the time, and stuff like that. But I had no idea that there was something better out there. So I'm not sorry that I walked away from that company, and I'm not sorry that I promote the truth of why I left. And if this hurts your guys' feelings, maybe you should look deep inside yourself and see why you're so offended by it. Yes, I do have the screenshots of the lawsuit that company was hit with for not cooperating with Prop 65 and making them aware that the products that they have contained chemicals and properties that could possibly give people cancer. Not saying they do, but that is what they were sued over because they didn't cooperate with the law. Anybody that uses natural products or any resource that is outside in the state of California needs to cooperate with that law. And to me, with you not cooperating, that kind of shows a red flag, like you were intentionally trying to hide something. I don't appreciate that kind of stuff. Anyway, if you guys can keep hating or you guys can keep supporting, but regardless, I'm still going to do me. My company's still going to be fantastic, and my customers are going to stay happy. Have a wonderful day.